Hi, I'm John McCann from Survival Resources. We're going to be doing some videos for the Self-Reliant Living section under articles and tips on our website. This video will be about canning French cut green beans for our pantry. This is not a video on how to pressure can. You got to use caution with pressure canning and be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions for the pressure canner that you use, as well as the specific recipes for the particular food you're going to be canning. Anyway, let's go get it. Okay, this is us using our new bean Frencher. Neat little crank machine here. Denise is feeding the beans after having washed them and prepared them. We are now feeding them through the bean Frencher. And it's a nice way to preserve your beans for the winter. We're used to having regular beans all the time, and we thought we would do them a little different this year so that we could have something different. I'll try to give you a little close-up here. This is what the French beans look like. I'm sure you've all gotten them out of a can, but it's kind of neat to be able to preserve your own beans, running them through a Frencher. Anyway, as you can see, it's pretty quick. It's a little tedious, but you just feed them through the top of the hopper and crank to crank, and out of the bottom comes the French cut beans. As you see, Denise has the canning jars in the pressure cooker ready to go. Once these fresh French cut beans are completed, all being run through the machine over there, we're going to can them up. Okay, here you can see the French cut beans. They're in a large pot. Denise has added some onions in with it, and these have to be boiled for 7 minutes before we can put them in the canning jars. As you can see, Denise is now taking beans from the boil pot, and she's placing them in the jars which have been preheated in the pressure cooker. As you can see, there are other jars still in here being preheated. She's now taking the beans and pressing them down into the jar. Okay, you can see now Denise is doing what we call a burp it. She's pressing the handle of a spatula down in here. What you're trying to do is get all the air out of this before you put the cap on it. Swivel it around a little bit. Looks pretty good, baby. Now we got to get the cover.
Clean off the rim.
First we clean off the rim, as I've been corrected. That's an important part. And now we're going to take on the lens. Denise has been boiling off here.
Simmering, not boiled, no boiling.
Simmering, not boiling. Cap goes on the jar. Tops go in the jar, screw caps, and then we place it back in the pressure cooker. And you can see the first one is already sitting. There they are. We're going to fill the rest of these jars, and we're going to close this up and be back with you in a bit. Okay, as you can see, we now have the lid on the pressure cooker. We're going to bring this thing up to steam. What we're going to do then is we're going to bring the dial for the pressure up to 10 pounds. Once this gets up to 10 pounds and we maintain it at 10 pounds, then we're going to pressure cook the beans for 20 minutes at that 10-pound pressure. At that point, we will turn the flame off, let this thing cool down. Once we get down to 0 pounds pressure and there's no more steam coming out of this, we will open it. At that point, the beans will be done. They will be pressure cooked. At that point, we will have to leave them set in there until they become absolutely cool. There's going to be bubbling going on, and we want that to be absolutely cool before we take them out of there. This will probably be tomorrow morning. At that point, we will take the beans out, we will dry them off, and we will label them. I'll try to get a picture of that tomorrow morning, at which point we will be able to put them in the pantry. And then we got some good French cut green beans that we can eat for the rest of the year and this winter. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Well, there you have it. The jars have been cooled, they've been dried off, and they are now labeled. The rest of our beans will be canned whole, but at least we have some French cut beans for the pantry. They're now ready for that pantry shelf. Well, as you can see, we now have French cut green beans for our pantry. Preserving food from your garden is as important as growing it. As always, we want to thank you for joining us. Be sure to check our website at survivalresources.com. Denise and I thank you for your continued support, and we'll see you next time around.